What's up, chickadees? Happy Thursday. I was a little lazy this morning. I sure was. I did not want to get up. Well, I was just getting, stuck on the tube. No, not the tube, the TikTok. I love watching and looking, and I'm lazy. I'm lazy today. I did. So, I had a bottle of wine last night. It went down way too easy. So, way too easy. So, shit. I'm thinking that got me a little sluggish, you know what I mean? Marty, you're early today, bruh. Good morning. The wine has been going down way too easy lately. Shit. I gotta reflect once again on my life choices. But, fuck, I need to find something else for relaxation. I need to find it. I'm struggling. Trimming yard. Yeah, before the heat. So, hey Goodman, what's up? Just surviving the shit and, the summer months, just chillaxing. I took my first dip in the pool yesterday. Fucking cold, but I did it. 3 Coors Light a night. I know. Well, I'm supposed to only be drinking 2 glasses of wine a night. And some nights, I do it well. And then the consistency of it being a bottle is getting more and more. I'm gonna get my shit together. Fa. Hi, Tammy. I said that for you. Sandy, I'm glad. I thought it was a fun live. Yes, the party. You like to read. I have a book. I didn't even read it last night. There's just so much going on in my life. I'm stressed. Warm up by, well, I don't know. I was putting some water in it too. Thursday, fa. No, my husband doesn't work out with me. He works out on his own. Fa is not going to happen tonight. So, fa. My casino day, I'm going to try to wait till the end of the month. Try. So, that's what I'm saying. I'm giving up another vice for a month because my friend's coming. And my one friend likes to go to the casino, and she's going to be here for 10 days. And I know she's going to want to go to the casino more than once, more than twice. My guess is going to be 3 or 4 times. Thanks, Randall. Good morning, Kathy. That woman feeling. Good morning. I shared with my husband your video about how women feel. Oh, good. Good, Sadie. Oh, Jake, I just got on. Kiss my ass. Hutchis. I do all the... And I've been struggling with the wine. The wine is starting to go down way too easy. Ease up on the Botox. Who knew? Y'all know I got Botox? I didn't know that. Look at these wrinkles. If I did Botox, numb nuts. Do you think that was his handle name? I wouldn't have that. You know what I mean? I know, Chiss. I need the Botox, numb nuts. But the problem is, my body eats it up quicker. And I ain't spending money for an every 3-week injection. So, anyhow, I got you. I guess I should have looked at that differently, Judy. Thanks for pointing that out. I looked at it like fuck. I wish I had Botox. Jake, we know. Jake's face is tighter than a baby's ass. That's right. Do I jog every day? Yes. Hey, Jake, be careful. Candace is on a mission. She's enjoying this new moderation badge. You know what I mean? Do you have a running pool? Jake, are you on diarrhea again? Shit. Anyhow, I was in the convo. You're looking happy. God, I'm always happy for the most part. Just tired, per usual. He's asking you if you have diarrhea, Candace. Jake's been on this diarrhea kick, asking everybody, when's the last time you had diarrhea? He's asking. He's got problems. He's fascinated with the anal cavity. You too, Marty, be safe. Drink lots of water. You had my morning chart. Your chart, it's with an S, Goodman. So, anyway, creepy man in your lawn. Thank you, Jordan. I appreciate it. We harbor creepy men at this house. All creepy men come here because it's like a magnet for creepiness. So I already know about the creepy man on my lawn. Why do people say that? You know, why do people say that? There's someone behind you. I mean, are you two? There's somebody on your lawn. I mean, are you three? Y'all, that's so adolescent. Shart. S-H-A-R-T. Shart. Why do people hate on me? Because I'm a bad person. That's why. It amazes me you went from, damn it, Rita, to high and mighty. That's right. I am high and mighty. It's called personal growth. There's a difference. You look at empowerment, strength as high and mighty. I look at it as strength, growth, evolution of my person. It's not high and mighty. I never said my shit don't stink. I know my shit stinks. It's called being secure in my growth and myself. People are so clueless. And that's why I get hated on, because people are intimidated by my boundaries. They're intimidated by my values, my ethics. They're intimidated by my growth as a person. So that's why they hate on me. And also, for 50, I'm not bad. You know? Let's go, Marty, beep, beep. For 50, I'm still running. You know? I'm still plowing through. Barely, but I'm doing it. I'm still me. Now, I have a couple videos that I'm probably gonna post at some point. And this is why people, I'm still standing, even if I'm so tired, even if I drank a bottle of wine the night before, I'm still standing. So here's the thing. What was I gonna say? I forgot, shit. I don't remember. It'll come to me. But yes, here I am. Still, my videos. Now these videos were taken in haste, right? Not haste, that's a hard word. But I was beyond my wits' end with it. People don't like the truth. They don't like reality of people lose their shit. You know, people lose their shit. It's not easy being cheesy. It's a lot easier being cheesy than it is to have fucking patience all fucking day long. So I have a couple very difficult videos where I was failing, Ed was ornery, and I just did it, right? Doesn't matter. I still do it, regardless if I'm frustrated and I want to throw him or myself against the wall. I'm still doing it. I'm still taking care of him. I'm still doing those things. And I'm okay to admit defeat in those cases. Hi, Larry. I didn't drink Jack Daniels, but Marty, I did think about it yesterday. A Jack and Coke. But I didn't. I went for the wine instead. So I'm not afraid to show it because to me, it's full of flaws, right? Oh, you did. That's not hydration. I'm full of flaws, right? I make mistakes. Ed, don't you remember? Ed, I already told you 10 times. Ed, you're not hungry. Ed, you have dementia. You just ate. You know, he did. But arguing with him doesn't always help, right? But I do it. But I do it because I'm human. And I try to rationalize with a 92-year-old dementia man when I'm frustrated. Just like 6? No way, Marty. No way. Just like we would rationalize with our 2-year-old child. Did it help? No. But you still do it because you try. You try to explain, right? Yeah, 6 of them, drunkity drunk. Did you have a good time? That's all that matters. Don't beat yourself up. Just get back on the horse and slap your ass and keep riding. That's all that matters. We've got iron livers in this room, or we've got iron lungs until noon. We've got misfits, we've got, oh no, anyhow. It's good. I enjoyed that. I accidentally drank a bottle last night of wine, but it went down so smooth, and before you know it, I went back for another glass, and the bottle was empty. Fuck. Sometimes it just goes way down too easily. Hey dolls. So, I love life. That's a good way to look at it. I just love life. I drink to the fullest because it makes me happy. I'm celebrating life as we know it. It's a power woman. I love it. Hey Jay. I don't feel so powerful today. That Sauv Blanc got me like, ooh. But guess what? Come 5 o'clock. No, actually I can't. I gotta go pick up Hannah today. That's right, Marty. Thanks for giving me a new outlook on the bottle. I'm happy. It's life. I'm celebrating my breath all day long. That's it. So, anywho, I'm full of mistakes. I know I'm not perfect. I know. You know, sometimes I listen to myself and I'm like, God, you're such an idiot. But you're still human. You can't help trying to rationalize no matter what. So I'm gonna put them up. It's pretty harsh. I heard myself and there's a lot wrong with me, right, in that situation. But it shows people that, you know, this is what not to do, you know? But sometimes at the end of the day, with that...
He's eating and he's taking his coffee with medicine. I have to run to the office.
Okay, well,
And I have work this afternoon.
Okay, so, is the TV on?
Yeah, the TV's on.
Okay. Each and every day, that's right, Marty. Let me take my Bluetooth off. Hold on, y'all. Bluetooth! Okay, sorry. Bluetooth. Love thy neighbor. Love thy life. Smoke away. Eat your gummies or drink a bottle of wine. Or 6 Jack and Cokes. Your choice. So, yes, it's full of, you know, every troll out there is going to eat me alive. Every probably dementia specialist is going to say, look at everything she did wrong. I know I did wrong, right? I know I did wrong. But this is what the end of a day that's a difficult day looks like, right? Hey, sleeps. Yeah, people. Anywho. So, no, I mean, me either, Bonnie. The patience is a virtue. There's a reason why people say patience is a virtue, especially dealing with, dementia or a sickness and life, combined with all those things. It's not easy, and we are full of mistakes. It wasn't easy, and I'm sure, you could look at some of my videos that I'm talking about, Rebecca, and you'll be like, that was me, Dad, sit down. You just ate. You're not hungry. I literally just fed you 20 minutes ago. Drink some water. I don't want water. Drink water anyway. Well, I need something to eat. You really don't. So I gave him, in that video I did the other day, I gave him a banana because he was bitching at me for giving him a banana. When he's not hungry, right, he starts feeding the dog. So he ended up feeding the dog half the banana because he wasn't hungry, right? I know he's not hungry. People always like, just feed him. You're starving the poor man. No, I'm not going to feed him when he just ate a big fucking meal. So I gave him a banana because I knew I was arguing, he was going to argue. So I gave him the banana, and he ended up giving half the banana to the dog because he wasn't hungry. So, bye, Marty. So yes, I get it. It sucks, right? And you find yourself in those phases of arguing because we know better. Bye, Chis. Love you. Hi, life. So, it is what it is. I can see it. I can kind of laugh at myself because I did the video because I want people to see the tough moments and how I fail at them just like anybody else. I always try to make sure to tell you guys and explain to you about my failures every day, all day long sometimes. So, bye, Fabi. So, as a caregiver, you do the best you can. And sometimes that's just it. And Ed doesn't mind when we argue. It's normal for him. Ed's an arguer. He's always been an arguer. He's been a control freak. He's been a guy that likes to poke and prod. I learned it from the best, right? So our relationship is so different from most, but I know him like the back of my hand, right? I know him like the back of my hand. So Dolores it is, and so exhausting because there's days I'm fed up. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. Yeah, nobody feeds him. I know, JJ, because they forget. Why does he always, well, Baxter is afraid of Grandpa. Baxter's never been a fan of Grandpa. So, thanks, Leslie. So he doesn't come around. He feeds Coda because in his mind, he wants to share. Like yesterday, how many times do you guys see me in a video? Don't feed the dog. Don't feed the dog. Don't feed the dog, right? And then he feeds the dog. Nope, yes. Could I put the dog away? Yes. Sometimes I just don't feel like it. And sometimes I put him away and then Dan lets him back out. So it gets very tedious. So everybody has the answers. Well, put that fucking dog away. No shit, Sherlock. And yesterday, after telling him 50 times not to feed the dog, he fed the dog and the dog bit him. Not on purpose, but, he went to grab it. And he said, ow. And I said, well, that's what you get. Well, he bit me. Well, did you put your hand in her mouth? Yeah, well, that's what you get. Don't feed my fucking dog. Yes, honey. Oh, you offered. Yeah, and so, yeah, that's what I said. Well, no shit, Sherlock. She's gonna get you once in a while. Yeah, no, he was feeding her, and she just got a little bit of his finger, Yeah, pisses me off, because half the time Doug's like, oh, I didn't know. You didn't know? When I lock the dog in a fucking room? Pay attention, ADHD brain. Coda, yeah, Trina. Yep. Steven, really, not me. I've drank more. My drinking has, my drink has gone up. I admit it, I know it, I see it. especially since we had him full time. It wasn't bad. I mean, there would be days I would go without drinking. And now it's escalated in the last 8 months. I'm tired, I'm frustrated. Normal, all normal. There's no instruction manuals. Tucker, no. I do tell him everything. So, casino, I'm gonna hold off. Got a lot of expenses. Actually, I need to end up buying a new unit outside. Long story, but I'm just succumbing to it. US Air sucks. Don't buy York. It's a subsidiary of US Air. I'm not gonna argue anymore. It's just, I don't have the patience anymore. I don't have the time. I'm hot. I'm perimenopausal. I need air. So I just said, fuck it. Let's get a new unit. Let's just bite the bullet. Then plus I have to pay for my pantry. Oopsie. You try to plan these things out. It never works like you want to. For 2 hours all Saturday. Oh no, Margaret. So yeah, you try to space out your shit, hoping nothing else happens. Never works that way. So I got a new system to buy out here, which is gonna cost me some money. So, and plus, Tucker, Debbie's coming and Candace at the end of June. And Debbie's gonna wanna go to the casino like probably half the time she's here. So, I really should just not do it until the end of June, until she comes. Oh, Audrey, it is cold. Fucking hot as balls here. So I'm trying to play it cool. I'm trying to not go for like the next couple weeks. Yeah, so he doesn't, she's gonna close it down. It is a hands-on learning process, and every day, lots of failures. And sometimes you think you got something finally locked and loaded and it doesn't work. It's kind of nonstop work. Your mother, I know, your mother needs you. It's really hard. And that's why Dan and I really don't do much together anymore because of that. Joseph, I said something mean on the stream one time, and I'm sorry. Aw, I appreciate that. You actually called me out, and it freaked me out. Thanks, Joseph. I appreciate that. I try to call people out just for that. You know how many Joseph people, by me calling them out this week, have come to me and apologized? 3. That's the most I've ever had. So thank you for taking your time out and saying that. Look, I can be an asshole too. But Charles, let's remember, I ain't going to your pages attacking you. And I feel, yeah, bye Judy, I feel like I do a good job of explaining my failures. People act or think that, I'm up here preaching perfection. No. If anything, I'm telling you, it's normal behavior. I'm not perfect. I fuck up all the time. And I admit it. It'd be different if I sat here and preached and told you pretty much and didn't talk about my shortcomings, right? So I don't. Hi, Melissa. Hi, Tracy. Oh, JJ, I'm sorry. It's always hard, and loss especially is always difficult, right? A little bit of relief, I'm sure, in those moments, because you hate at the end seeing your parent like this and so conflicted and confused, and it's fucking hard on you, especially when you have to take care of both parents. It's hard, but I wonder, just because I'm realistic about it, how many of you have had a parent pass with the disease and have lived with them and cared for them and don't feel a little bit of relief when it happens? I'm sure I'm going to miss him, right? But I'm going to be relieved in a way. I said it. I said it first. Judge me if you want on that, but it's always a relief. Like my mom, agonizing death of cancer, right? And when she passed, I was thankful because I didn't want her to suffer anymore. But I was sad for myself, right? Until his last one, yes, it hurts. It's a relief, period. Thank you. I sometimes feel bad thinking those things, right? And a lot of people don't say that because people would attack you for it. I talk about getting bored. I ordered Rocky Road chocolate. Yum, Steven. And you know, I'm realistic about things, you guys. This is a huge load. It's a huge stress every day on me, right? On top of everything else. And I know my selfish part of me is going to be happy. Not happy, God, that's horrible. I'm gonna be relieved, a sense of relief, because I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm tired. In days like this, when I'm struggling, you know, which is almost every day because I don't sleep anymore, I'm tired. It takes a lot of energy to care for him. It takes a lot of energy to be patient. It takes a lot of energy not to scream and yell. And some days, guess what? That she woke up. Yeah, Trina, I get it. I get it. It is what it is, you guys. I mean, I will always promise you, I will speak my mind, right? I will speak and I will be truthful because I know if it's not, there's at least one or a couple people, you know, who are going to think the same way as me or have thought it because they've already lost a parent. Susan, right now, I ain't sleeping upstairs. I'm already hot downstairs where the air conditioning works. The air conditioning is not working right now. So no, perimenopausal Danielle is not sleeping upstairs right now. So no. And I think that's why, Donna, and Cole, I think that's why I get so upset with trolls, right? Because I'm like, do you not listen to what I say? You know, do you not hear? Do you not, you know, I know you're here stalking me. Are your ears inept at following what my words are? Because, no, I've never said I was perfect. I tell you about all my experiences with yelling. I have videos that I take on purpose when I'm not at my best, right? Not at my best. Because I believe in being real. I believe in being truthful. I believe in saying what's really happening in my mind, because if I sugar-coated shit, it wouldn't help the people who are doing it today or who have done it and have guilt, immense guilt for maybe some of the things they thought or did. That's why. I mean, I'm sitting here thinking, like, do y'all, like, listen? Do y'all not hear what I say? Do y'all know that I'm always preying upon my failures as well as my husband's? This isn't a one-way street here, people, right? This isn't a one-way street. My husband fucks up with everything. So do I. And I make fun of myself for it. It's not like I'm saying my shit don't stink, because I tell you how stinky my shit is almost every day. And I even talk about the times it leaks out and I have no control over it. For fuck's sake. But trolls will be trolls. It's one thing I'm learning, is that they don't see. They just want to pick out the negative because that's all they can focus on. Thanks, Donna. So yes, I'm suffering. I'm tired. And if it, no, because I look at it as a failure. I know a lot of people say, Danielle, you're still doing it. Like I still look at it because I am failing. I try to learn from it, but when you have somebody, you know, and this is some of the things I hate. I'm going to tell you because, you know, I can't keep my mouth shut. With watching other caregivers, right? Oh, thanks, Ron. And listening to even people who have studied dementia. And they tell you, and I have utmost respect. There is a Audrey, is her name. She She doesn't have a lot of followers. She's growing slowly. And I love what she says. Like, I know what black and white is, right? I know those things. But sometimes I feel like, you know, they haven't really been one-on-one. It's kind of, hi Jesse. It's kind of like how I say, when you're a therapist, you go to a therapist, you want your therapist to somewhat you want them to have almost the same experiences that you've had, because how can you relate to me if you don't know? How can you relate to me if you haven't experienced what I've experienced? Because you read it in a book, because you've been in clinical trials, or you've seen things, or no. It bothers me and it irks me, and that's something that, you know, I have to work on. You know, Dan's like, well, it's true. Yes, but I don't think sometimes they take into account that, you know, when you're doing it with family all day long, you're going to lose your shit. Right? You're going to lose your shit. I can implement all those fucking things you talk about. I need relatability. I don't want textbook answers, right? Because not all people are the same. Not all people react the same way to what you're telling me to do, or how to coach me through a situation with my father-in-law. You did, Stephen. Yeah, Rita, I'm just talking about, you know, and I think she's a great girl. She's young, she's cute. She has great textbook information, right? Great textbook information. But I need you to talk about the relatability of it. Like, you know, and now I understand every case is different. You do what she's telling me what not to do. And half of those things she's telling me not to do, I do every fucking day. Right? I need real life situations. I don't want fucking textbook jargon thrown at me, because this is real life. I'm living the real life of it all. And all those things you're telling me not to do, that's how we get through the day. That's how it works for Ed. So it irks me sometimes. And Dan's like, but she's speaking facts. No, she's speaking the book. She's speaking the book. Don't tell them the truth. Don't argue with them. Well, arguing's gonna happen because you can't help it, right? Don't tell them they have dementia. Now with that one, she says case by case, it's different, because some people you need to tell them. There's just a lot of things. Justin, don't tell me I should be grateful. You have no fucking clue what I should be grateful for. Don't tell me it's not difficult, right? Don't compare it to the other people. I hate when people say that. Well, it's not difficult. In what way? He's not abusive? He's not physical? No. But you don't tell me he's not difficult. I hate when people do that. Difficulty is subjective. Shut your pie hole. And that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Every situation is subjective. What I deal with Ed and what I have dealt with Ed for my whole life practically is fucking difficult. Mr. Installs. Yeah, no, I know, Annette, it's hard. So, hi Dodo, missed you. He has it in him, you know? Yeah, he's not a physical man. He will never be, I don't think. Things can change. But I'm just talking about, I just had to respond to the idiot, but I have a hard time following creators, right? Because of certain things that I see, certain things that bug me. You know, people think I mock Ed. I don't mock Ed, but sometimes I see from a different perspective the mocking, right, in other people. There was one creator that I thought I liked, and then I saw this one video and it just soured me, and I just said nope, unfollow, because to me that was mocking what they did. They were having fun, but at the same time, that's something you just keep in your household. You don't record it. So you know, it is what it is. I'm very picky, so I don't follow a lot. Dan does. He has a little bit more tolerance than I do with stuff. And I think Audrey, Be Like Care, I think, is her thing. She's got great information. So if you guys are wanting more technical information on dementia, Alzheimer's, watch her. She has some great explanations of things. I just wish, you know, like I said, in her videos, she would cater a little bit more to the people who are doing this 24/7, right? Not the people who are in and out and don't have to deal with it, because in and out is different than 24/7. 24/7 is different, right? And everybody's different. And I just wish there would be more prefaces on those things. That's it. I think she's a wealth of information. She's young. And, you know, we all learn as we grow. I just wish for me as a caregiver, I do follow her, but I just wish as a caregiver, she would be a little bit more receptive and mention those things about the 24/7 care. Be Light Care. B-E Light Care, I believe. Hi, Big Dog. Dan does, yes. The Fern. Yeah, and it's a different level. You know, people always like to be like, oh, it's not her father-in-law. Joke's on you, bitches. I've been with this man more than his own son. So we have a certain aggressiveness with each other, me and Ed. We always have. It was worse way back in the day. So we have a tendency to fall back in those things. You know, nope, I'm the boss now. Ha! You know, and some of it I joke around with him because I have to, or I'm gonna lose my shit. But knowing them prior, and I think 24/7, you know, they preach the textbook shit, the clinical shit, the things that they've seen, but they don't have the experience necessarily. Now, I could be wrong. I don't know if she has any, like a loved one, but I know she's not doing it full time. And that's a huge difference. That's a huge difference. You know what I mean? Like, if you're in and out, it's a lot easier to keep your patients than it is to be doing it day in, day out. Day in and day out. Kelly, going on 3 years. They're mentally ill. Yeah, Doe, that's so hard. Even, you know, having, you know, the mental issues with kids or diseases, it's so hard. Says I'm total lost breath. Trust me, I completely understand. Yeah, Naomi, and you know, like everybody knows, I'm just saying, I just wish it was just better from even, who was the other one? The good one, the other, Tipa Snow, you know? Tipa Snow, same thing, very textbook, and what she, you know, great ideas if you're just learning to try, you know, whatever, but what about us? What about us? What about the people? And sometimes I feel like when I listen to Audrey, oh, I love that Doe. I love that you do that. Yeah, when you, exactly, Stephen. And I just, yeah, Tipa Snow bugs me. Lynette used to send me a trigger when people were like, you guys should watch Tipa Snow. I have. And you think some of that shit would work with Ed? He would laugh me out of the fucking house, right? I hate textbook, you know, I hate textbook teaching. I hate textbook teaching. Don't preach to me from a textbook. I don't want it. I can read that myself. I want real life. I want somebody who's experienced living with 24/7 care, and then teach me your textbook, show me your failures, and show me what worked. Because when I watch these people, I'm like, fuck. I mean, and so she's probably watching because we're friends. You know, does she watch my videos and critique everything I'm doing? Right? Is she going, God, this person's a horrible caregiver? Because sometimes for us, when we watch that, we feel even worse. I feel worse sometimes listening to what she's saying don't do when I do everything. I do everything you just told me not to do. So what does that mean about me? Then I'm a horrible caregiver? I don't think so. You know, I need somebody to talk to me about that stuff. I need somebody saying, you are doing okay. This is just textbook stuff. You have to find what works. I hate that. So sometimes I have to put them on the back burner. One of the other women that I used to follow too, and I'm not going to mention her name, because I think Be Like Kara is great. She's got great, she's sweet, her voice, her tone is great. She's, you know, just a cute, bubbly personality. I do like to watch her, but she makes me feel like an asshole half the time. And I'm just saying, because I'm like, I do everything she tells me not to do. You need to put him in a home care before you hurt him. Just saying. Yes, Rick, because you want me to take him out of a comfortable environment he's in, and you want me to place him in a home full of strangers where he would eventually be medicated, drugged so he couldn't move because he'd be trying to escape, and he would probably be dead within the month. Yes, Rick. Sounds right. I do too. I'm just very weird about that. Maybe I'm defensive. Maybe it makes me feel inadequate. And I know I'm not, right? I know I'm not. And so I just want people to understand, who are doing it and feel the same way about watching. And like, well, fuck, I do that. I do that. Yep, I do that. Tried that, didn't work. Also tried that, didn't work. Well, sometimes that works, you know? So I'm just saying, it's hard. So don't take what these professionals, right, say to heart, right? Most of this stuff should be prefaced with, you've got to do what works, right? Textbook says, this is how you should handle it. Some cases it works, some cases it doesn't. You've got to pick and choose and do what works for your family, right? I'm just giving you techniques that you can use just in case it works, right? But once again, every person is different. I don't want to constantly feel like an asshole. Now, that's just me, in my opinion, of how I feel with watching some of these people. There was also another woman who, that I was so excited about her, and I told you, and then I saw something I didn't, just really upset me. And she also focuses on, she got a certificate and helps with dementia care, and does all this other stuff. And so that's why I was like, okay, you know, these are the people that probably also judge me in my errant ways. But yet, I don't know, you guys, I just feel sometimes there's lurking shit underneath that I feel like not everybody's really truthful about. And it scares me. It scares me. I mean, I'm about as real as it gets with what I tell you. You see me on my lives, even even like on my subscriber lives when I'm battling with Ed. You know, sorry guys, it's a bad day. You're gonna get the real shit. You're gonna get the emotional bullshit. You're gonna get my inadequacies as a caregiver at the end of the day. You know, I cannot stop closing my eyes. That you hold on, this will pass. Yeah, and so Patsy, it's so hard for me sometimes. It's so hard for me sometimes. There's no, and I just, ooh. Just frustrates me. And so, like I said, I will promote her because I think she's cute She's got a lot of knowledge. She's young. I think she will maybe, maybe grow a little bit as her channel grows, and maybe see if people give her, constructive criticism on, hey, what about the people who do this 24/7? Do I argue with Ed? Yes, I just argued with him the other day. No, you just ate. I'm not giving you any food. I'm not giving you any food because I know. I'm not giving you any food because you just ate. I'm not giving you any food. But he was so adamant, I gave him a banana. And like I said, he gave half of it to the dog because he wasn't fucking hungry. So when people say, to me, feed the man. Don't tell a caregiver to feed somebody when we know what they just ate, the amount of food they just had, and why we're restricting them. It's not because I'm restricting his food. It's because it's a waste, right? It's a waste. It may be her life work, Dawn, but she also needs to, if she's doing it on social media, she also needs to help us, the 24/7 caregiver. Yeah, no, and I'm not saying that. No way, right? No way future forward is valid, right? It is textbook information, clinical stuff, right? Clinical stuff. So it is stuff, but it's not life experience. It's not life experience. It is not life 24/7 experience. So yes, and I don't want him to get sick, I get irritated. Jane, do you not hear me yelling every day? It is annoying, People always say, and I'm just saying, you're right, Dawn, it's not always helpful to heal the right way. We want you to dumb down to our level, right? Dumb down the non-clinical way, the life experience way. Give that option too. Y'all just get by. Thanks. I would feel better. I know his limit because I feed him, right? So it's funny you ask that because, so Dan gives him like nothing when he feeds him. When I give him a lunch, it's like overflowing. When I fix him dinner, it's more than Dan gives him. So like if Dan feeds him and he says he's hungry, right? Yeah, he probably is. But if I feed him and he says he's hungry, I know there's no way in hell he is, if that makes, if that makes sense. Just the food. Like I know what my capabilities of eating are. I eat a lot of food. My neighbor always comments on how much food I eat, if that tells you anything. And so I know Ed's always been a big eater. Yeah, I make a very big lunch. So it pisses me off when Dan, like the other day, hey Dan, I was in the middle of doing something, right? This is what I do. Because I always yell at Dan. I'm like, you don't give him enough fucking food. In 30 minutes, he's gonna be hungry. Dan's like, well, then he can have his other sandwich. No. Dan gave him like 5 chips, his half a sandwich, and walked away. Walked away. So I came back and I was like, what the fuck? 5 chips? Who eats 5 chips? I sure as hell don't. So I went back in the bag and I put more on his plate. And then I peeled an orange, gave him an orange. I put a couple cookies on his plate. So it was all there. That's what I do, right? People say, well, why isn't Dan, and I'm like, you're an idiot. What are you doing? You know your dad likes to eat. Why are you only giving him 2 chips and a half a sandwich? He's gonna be hungry in about 2.5 seconds. So that's why I know when I feed him, he's not hungry. And so I fight with him. We fight like normal bantering between me and Ed. It's not even fighting, it's just bantering. That's what we've done our whole life. Ed was a fucking banterer. You don't think he wasn't? Our relationship, what you see is normal. Just because you don't do that with your loved one or didn't have that relationship with them prior to their disease doesn't mean I'm an asshole. I sure as hell can be, but so can everybody else. We have always had that. Stop judging people for their family dynamic. So yes, I fight with them sometimes. You're not hungry. I am. No, you're not. Yes, I am. No, you're not. Rule number 1, don't ever fight with a dementia person. Don't tell them they're not. Human caregiver, frustrated caregiver in moments, I will do it. He is a smartass. Ed was a master manipulator, you know? He was the guy, you know, that was like, poke, 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 poke. And then when you're like, what the fuck? You know, he's like, what's wrong with you? Well, you're crazy. I'm crazy. I have just been trying to keep my mouth shut for so long, and I finally can't take it anymore. And I'm the crazy one. That's Ed. So Ed does, you know, we're lucky in that sense that he just will feed it to the dog, you know? But yes, Ed is a stubborn ass man. He's always been, and he still is today. In the video that I will show tomorrow, I just didn't want to deal with it today, because not in the right headspace, people. Because I know I'm going to get eaten for lunch, dinner, breakfast, and a snack in between. And he, but like he's also very sweet. You know, he has his moments. But you'll see in that video, he's fighting back. You know, like, bitch, don't tell me I'm not hungry. Bitch. I know you're not hungry. I don't remember it. No shit, you don't remember, you just ate. You have dementia. Rule number 2. In most cases, do not tell the person they have dementia. Well, fuck that. Failed again. Rule number 1, don't argue. Just go along with them. Fail that. Told him he had dementia. Failed fucking that. Don't raise your voice. Fail that. He fucking can't hear. Oh shit. Yeah, I go to the bathroom. So there's, oops. Here I am, failing every day. So, you know, and you can see him. I'm hungry. Well, what am I gonna do about it? I'm hungry. Fuck you are. You aren't hungry. I finally just said, here, take the fucking banana. So, it is what it is, you guys. Thank you, Dodo. I wish most people thought like you. Well, she's at least pretty. She did fail 1, 2, 3, and 4 of what not to do. But other than that, she's doing a great job. I know. See, you know, I got in his face the other day, Stephen, because he was just on a loop, and he just would not. He was anxious. He was pissed off because, you know, he's getting hot outside. So I can't just plop him outside and let him sit down. Plus, if I'm gonna plop him somewhere, I need to make sure I plop him. But he gets up 2 seconds later and he cannot walk around outside. There's steps, there's all sorts of fucking dogs, pigs, shit, you know. And it's hot. And so that makes our job even harder, right? When we can't go outside or can't take walks or, well, I think I'll go for a walk. I must have heard that 30 fucking times in 5 minutes. You can't do it. I finally came in. Sit down. That's me. Sit down. And he squares off with me. He squares off. That old fucker squares off with me. And he does this like thing with his face, like you're telling me what to do. He squares off with me. That's what he did to me. And I got nose to nose. I said, sit down. Let me finish what I'm doing, because it's taking a lot longer because you can't remember. Failed again. Not supposed to go square to square with the dementia paper. Failed. Shouldn't tell him how many times he wasn't listening to me. Fail, fail. But I did. I got in his nose. I said, My house, my rules, buddy. And he was still like this. The minute I said my house, he relaxes, right? He relaxes. And he's like, all right. It's a control thing, right? It's a control thing. He thinks he's still the man of the house. He thinks he rules the roost because he thinks he pays for it. And once I say, this is my house, my rules. And he's like, all right, all right. Does it stop him from getting up 2 seconds later? No. But in that moment, right, where he's in a standoff with me, when I say it's my house, my rules, and I said, do you want to go live with the strangers? And sometimes I say that to him, right? You want to go live? Because when he's in that mood, no, I want to be with my family. I said, then respect what I'm trying to do for you, right? I'm trying to keep you safe. You don't understand that. Okay. How nasty. You shouldn't even say that to him. He's in his last years. Oh, Lisa, get a fucking clue. Girl, you obviously just came in on a conversation you could have benefited from a little bit closer sooner than that what you are. Lisa, let me tell you a little bit of life lessons. Because apparently, Lisa, 69, you don't have any. And you don't understand the disease. You don't understand the burnout. You don't understand that everybody is different in their journey. And you have no idea how my relationship is with that man, who I've known since 5. Don't tell me what's nasty and what's not. And right, and then guess what? He doesn't even remember. You know, I'm still like this. You know, and he's like, oh, hey, Danielle, how are you? How am I? You're asking me how I am? What the fuck? What happened in the last fucking 45 minutes? Gone, right? Gone. What? Meanwhile, right, we, the caregiver, Lisa, is still fuming and pissed off and triggered. The fuck? I wish I can erase my mind that quickly. It takes me about a whole bottle of wine to unwind, you know? Thanks, Shay. And y'all wonder why my drinking has gone up. Oh, shit. They stick Aunt on. Yes. Fuck. Put Uncle Ed on top of the car. That's your seat, buddy. Just don't smile. Them bugs would get stuck in your teeth. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe you should work on your bedside manner. Why? Why should I work on my bedside manner? I think what I do is fine. It's normal. It's fucking human. You don't like my bedside manner, that's something that you need to get over or vacate from. But what I do is a hard fucking job. And until you walk in my shoes, and until you know my relationship with Ed, that I've known the man since I was 5. Don't tell me how to behave. Don't tell me how to act. And don't tell me what I'm doing wrong. Dan has ADHD too, you know. Carol, pity me. No, honey, pity you for being so negative and grumpy. Carol, is this what you get off on? Is going on watching creators, influencers, and self-projecting your shit onto others? Honey pie. Lord, I feel sorry for you. So, how do you manage menopause and elderly care? Wine. Wine and chips. Wine and chips. Once again, y'all, I am making fun of my bedside manner, right? I'm making fun of my inadequacies at any given point during the day. I am making fun of myself because the reality is it's hard. I do this to make fun of myself for the people who are doing it and who have done it. They aren't alone in their feelings. They aren't alone in their thought process. Y'all don't get it. If you don't understand, if you haven't been there, don't judge something you don't understand. And maybe this isn't the channel for you. Let's see. You did? Amy Jo, you got the pellet? Are you fucking? A lot? Hey, Arnold. I should have said that. So yeah, anyhow, that's it. That's the thing. I'm making fun of my own self. I'm not trying to win an Academy Award with the way I am with my lack of patience with Ed. It's the fucking facts. It's reality, people. We lose our shit multiple fucking times a day. I'm not hiding that, right? I'm not hiding that. I'm not hiding my mistakes, my inadequacies. I am putting out there for all to see. You don't need to tell me what I'm doing wrong because I'm still doing it, right? I'm still doing it over and over and over again. Oh, Pamela, that's cute. Mama, do you want me to get the belt? Right. So, like, let's not forget I'm giving you the content to troll me. But it's not going to work because I have the power, because I am telling it to you. I'm prefacing it. Stop thinking you have some mighty fucking power over anything I'm giving you. I give it to you, that means I hold on to that power. It's like a little kid. Well, my mama used to say, when, we were doing something and she kept saying things to you, like, don't do that, you're gonna get hurt. And then we get hurt, right? Well, I told you. Right? Fupa power. And I told you. I said the same thing to Ed when he got nibbled by Coda because he was feeding her. Ow! Damn dog bit me. I said, well, that's what you get. Shouldn't have fed the dog. Failure number 5 in 5 minutes of communication with Ed. Well, I told you not to feed him. Of course he doesn't remember. It's me. I do it every day. I say something stupid, Ed. Don't you remember? We talked about this 5 minutes ago. We have already said this 10 times. Just sit down. You're not going to ask me the same question. No, I just have one question to ask you. Ed, you have asked this fucking question 15 times. I can tell you I know what you're going to ask me. What? Do I need any help? Yes. I was just going to ask that. Sit your ass down. Sit your ass down. Don't get up. The other day I said, we're playing the quiet game. I'm not talking. Don't talk to me. Don't even look at me. Ah! You're looking. And it gives me this look. Ah! Don't talk. Quiet game. 45 minutes. We know that's not gonna. GQ, did you miss the whole fucking conversation? Danielle is gonna end up losing it. Y'all have fucking clueless brains. Your brains got lost somewhere between birth and your current age. Fuck. And I have lost it a long time ago when I said I do to my husband. The fuck was I thinking? Anyhow. So, I'm upset. Vincent, I'm smiling. Does this look upset? No. The pellet is something you buy. You go to a hormonal specialist, they put a pellet in your ass or your arm, one of those areas, and then you get to fucking. supposed to balance out your hormones. It's supposed to help you and want you to have sex again. No, thank you. My friend had to get hers out because her husband was tired. Her husband said, I can't no more. Get them out. Get them out. And what man has ever said, honey, I can't do it no more. You're about to break me. I wonder if she just went down in pellets, if that would have helped. Dan wishes I had that problem. He can be sweet, free spirit. Don't let that sweetness overcome you. And there's moments, trust me, that I want to take his head and headbutt him and hope that it works. No way, Patchville. This says it does. Boopa! I was literally drinking. Oh my God. So it is what it is. Again, right? This is my time to have fun with the other caregivers. This is my time to vent, right? To make fun of myself, to get rid of some of that frustration I have from the previous day. I'm dying. So my husband said, I'm like, okay. He sucked, Patty, of 5 boys. He sucked. Why do you think I get triggered all the time? Because he sucked. We have a history. Ed and I have a fucking history. And it's not all rainbows and fairy tales and chocolate boxes. What frustrates me the most about Ed and the disease? The repetition. The repetition. I think that having, when he's on a loop, that repetition is so, and then that would be the repetition and having to speak loud all damn day. So 1 and 2. And sometimes it's 2 becomes 1 and 1 becomes 2, my mom married Ed. The fucking toilet flushing. The fucking toddler, the dude hickey dicky doesn't work. Fuck. How often does he apologize for his behavior? He doesn't remember. Now, he apologizes in his own way, Mia, today. By thanking me, he always remembers my name. I do believe because he knows. He would have never thought in a million years I would be capable to do what I'm doing today. Ed would have never thought, right? So I get a lot of, God, I'm so tired at the end of the day. And that's why I drink wine. Because I'm so exhausted from yelling. I'm so exhausted from trying to keep a cool breath. I'm so exhausted from everything else I'm doing, everything else I have to deal with, my AC, I'm battling so many other things by myself, right? And as most of you see, like some of you get so mad at Dan, well, what's he doing? He's sitting down in his chair. Yeah, he does a lot. He does what he can and what he has the ability to do, right? So I took over the showers. I put that upon myself, and I give Dan a hard time. Now, if I really just couldn't do a shower, I would say I can't. I don't have it in me. But even when I'm pissy, I still get him in there. I scrub his ass. I scrub his chest. I scrub his armpits. I scrub his head, right? Because I do better. Because I scrub him. I wash. I don't wash. He does the nooks and the crannies. I do, I get behind his ears. He breaks out a lot. I scrub his neck. I break out the little, pimples, right? And get everything fresh. And because I do it, Dan doesn't do that, right? I am a mother. I scrub, and he also enjoys it, right? It's human touch. And I think it's important because we don't touch, meaning no hugging, no other things. And I think, that if I can give him anything, that I give him those things, right? Now, don't be real. If I couldn't do it, I wouldn't do it. But I feel guilty if I don't do it. I feel guilty when I don't do it because I know it's necessary for him and he enjoys it. I clean his ears out. I lotion him up. I clip his nails. I shave him after every shower. I shower him every other day. I shave him. I trim up his little ear hair. I trim up his nose hair. I keep his fucking eyebrows trimmed. I do that. Dan didn't do that. I spray cologne on him. I spray cologne on him, right? And some of y'all are worried about my bedside manner. Come on. I didn't have the best bedside manner with my own kids sometimes. You know, think about that. Think about, as a parent, how you lost your shit. Think about that. It's the same thing that I do with Ed. I have history with the man. My mama and him started dating when I was 5, right? They started dating when I was 5. I didn't like him then. People always thought I was bilingual because I never spoke. I was always quiet. They thought I was actually a Spanish speaker. Big old brown eyes. There was just something, you know, there was something about him. I was like, abort the mission, mama. I don't like this man. And it's the facts. I'm giving you the facts. I'm giving you the truth. He took care of my mom until her last breath. Yeah, he took care of my mom until her last breath. I couldn't do it. I had a young family. You know, they were up in their home that they built to be closer to us and my kids. And he took care of her until she died. I would go up there and help him every other day or so, as many times as I could get up there to help. And then I would pull out of that driveway and I would sit and cry my eyes out for 30 minutes. Because I couldn't see to get down the road. But, you know, just because I share the way I communicate with him, just because I share the facts of life of we didn't always get along. Sometimes we still don't. Sometimes he triggers me and I trigger him, for fuck's sake. It doesn't take away my abilities to care for him and to make sure he's safe, right? You have to understand that with caregivers. We're mad, we're frustrated, we're sad, but we still do it every fucking day. Dan thinks it was because I wanted my dad and I wouldn't let Ed in. I don't really know, right? I mean, I was 5. I remember, 6, and then I remember when she left him and we were on our road trip back to Nashville. I was the happiest. Does Dan's mom feel like you wrecked her home? No, because they were already divorced. Ed wrecked the home because of his ways. Nobody ruined my mom didn't ruin the marriage. The marriage was already gone for a couple of years. It wasn't like he was having an affair with my mom. My mom would have never done that. But you have to give some of these caregivers the benefit of the doubt. I happen to just show you more than the other caregivers. I show you the truth. I show you my frustrations. I share with you everything about it. So I'm a little forthcoming. There's no secrets when it comes to my care for Ed. But it's not easy, right? You guys, Ed and my mom were married. It's fucking old news. Yes, they married. They had Josh. Dan and I share Josh. I'm very close with Josh. He is my mom's kid. His kids are my mom's grandkids. And that's why I'm so close with them. And I've been able to fucking get over the shit that I lived with, right? I endured some pretty shitty shit. Pretty shitty shit. He never hurt me. He never, he wasn't physical, but he wasn't pleasant. And my mom and him weren't good together. They, once I started having kids, they moved up here to be closer to the kids, and they started having a commonality to come to. They built a beautiful home. Josh finished school up here. And then, Ed was always over here. It is. The satisfaction of letting go is an amazing feeling. Of course, it's not perfect, right? I'm not saying that I'm fully healed, right? He triggers me, like I said the other day, when he squared off with me and he gave me that look. It was reminiscent of our square offs back in the day, and it can shoot you past, rocket up through the moon, right? Because it's normal, right? Your parents, like he's not a parent, but he's part of my family, and he's been part of my family forever, right? He's part of my family. I've been with him since I was 5 years old. He can trigger me like my mama could trigger me, like my kids know how to trigger me, and like Dan triggers me every fucking day. But I gave up a lot for him. I gave up a lot for him. And I was able to let go of a lot of things for him. So don't come at me and tell me what a horrible person I am and to get some of that side later. Y'all know nothing about that. Yeah. But again, I have my days. I can literally say it took me a good probably
Rocky 2 FaceTime video.
It took me probably a good year starting social media to not be able to look at his face and have anger. To have anger. Hey John. It took me a full year to be able to work through those emotions, right? So it didn't happen overnight. I don't look at him anymore, 3 years later. I don't get angry. Now, I have the normal feelings of, fuck. Here we go again. Here we go again. Same day, same story, same different day, it's not easy. It's not easy. This life is pretty lonely. You can still have a house full of people, but it still can be lonely because the monotony of it is suffocating sometimes, What was my relationship like with my dad? My dad had a lot of problems. He had mental health issues. He was bipolar. He was high and low. I would only hear from him when he was high, wouldn't hear from him when he was low. Wanted his acceptance and wanted his love, which I didn't understand at the time. I had it. I just wanted it the way I expected it. And he couldn't give me what he could give. So he gave me everything he could. And then he shot himself as my mom was dying. So, and then I was able to forgive during that process too, in realizing that I just wish he knew he was enough. Kimber, gosh, I don't, somewhere between 8 to 10. But I'm thinking because Josh and I are 10 and a half years apart. So it's fuzzy. I don't really remember, y'all. I don't know the specifics. It doesn't really matter. I don't think so. So I've been through it, I've been through a lot of craziness with that man. And here I am today, doing it. And that's why, Dan, I really appreciate, I think if I died tomorrow, I think, he would unfortunately praise me later when it's too late. But I think that's one of the best things he loves about me, right? I'm a good mom. I'm a great caretaker, and I was able to help him take care of his dad. I was able to help him take care of his dad. So, he does. Nasty. The thing is, he shows me his thanks every day, right? Every day there's something he shows me. He repays back those things to me by telling me thank you and I really appreciate you and oh, you're looking good, you know. Oh, how are you? You know, in his mind, he knows. He knows. He knows. I, he knows. Like my grandpa's probably going, what the fuck? I didn't even think that would ever happen. You know, my grandma, my dad's like, what? My uncles are like, huh? Even my aunt who's still living, she's like, huh? How the hell? What? I know it. It's crazy. But he's also given me a lot. You know, he's also given me a lot in his last years of life, right? He's given me TikTok. He's given me YouTube. You know, Dan started it, but people fell in love with him and it allowed us to grow. He's so fucking happy, y'all. You know, that's the thing. He is so happy he could give back. And I bet when if he really knew, I mean, I think he knows, but he doesn't, if that makes sense. He would be so happy that we're doing what we're doing. He's giving things back to us, finally, that aren't so negative, right? Ed helped raise me. Well, did he raise me? No. Did he help put a roof over my head? Yes. Did he help with food? Yes. But did he raise me? No. No. Very specific about that. What would you think life would be like if Ed was just old? He would be the same man he was before dementia. He wouldn't be as sweet as he is. He would have probably been more ornery. You know, they always say that, you know, as you age, you are the same person, if not worse, right? For some reason, and maybe there is a higher power that intervened to help Dan, help myself heal in our journeys with him, right? Did you ever think about that? Because he did a 360. He did a 360 in his behavior. Because if he was like he was before dementia, it wouldn't work. I couldn't do it. Too much PTSD, too much anxiety, it wouldn't work. So, and that's truthful. That's real. That's honest. And that's from the heart. So I always think that maybe something did happen. Maybe there was a higher power. Because I think Dan needed it too. You guys, Ed wasn't really there, you know? He wasn't there. Dan was a product of divorce. Everybody else was out, college, whatever. Dan was left. His mom went back to school. Ed was doing God knows what. He didn't really see his dad. So I think this is a great healing before, you know, he ends up taking his last breath. For both of us. In different ways, right? In different ways. So, think about that. There could be hope, Selena, and I hope so. I hope so. How did Ed feel? He loved it, Hannah. He thought it was the best thing since sliced bread. Did he have a good relationship? He was always here, Diana. Did he have a relationship with my kids? Ed's very surfacey, you know. How you doing? Good. Sky's purple. All right. How are you, honey? How was your day at school? I ate spiders. Oh, that's good. How do you feel today? Good? All right. No, I feel like crying all day. Okay, perfect. Hey, Andrew. He's just a very surfacey. He asks questions. He doesn't listen. He never had. There's no sustenance with him, you know. He loves his family, but it's very, you know, he was always here waiting for the kids to get home from school. You know, every weekend after my mom died, you know, he was always here when we didn't want him to. When we told him no, not a good time, he would still show up. Always, yeah, so it doesn't mean, you know,
Unknown caller.
we have a good relationship, you know. In his way, he did. My kids, you know, he wasn't that grandparent that most people have, right? So like, you know, if he came and watched Jennifer play soccer, Grandpa, can you get me a snow cone? Sure, honey. Here's $2. Well, I need 7. 7? Oh, honey, no, Grandpa, no, it's too expensive. Dee says, I admire how you don't seem to resent the siblings for not helping more. Um, I can't talk on that. So there's certain things that I can't really discuss openly, for fear that somebody's going to see it, for fear that, Dan would be upset. There's some things that I have to really keep my mouth shut on. Now, if I wasn't too worried about offending my husband, I probably would, so your siblings stay away because you're with Ed. I remember my siblings don't have anything to do with Ed, right? My siblings are from my dad and his wife. I'm from my dad and my mom. Josh is from my mom and Ed, right? So Josh sees him whenever he can. I mean, Josh is busy. Has Josh has 3 small kids. They're in competitive sports, and Josh doesn't get here as much as he wants to. Rocky does. Rocky comes over. It's summertime, so they're coming over here tomorrow. So he'll see the kids. But unfortunately, with Josh's schedule, he doesn't get here as much. So, hi KK. So, it is what it is, y'all. I think that, and overall, I was the determining factor as whether or not we could have, it's hard to heal. I mean, it's really hard to heal. And I said, I'm not fully healed. I'm not fully healed, but I'm 3/4 healed, right? But I still, talking about the past still bothers me. It still triggers me. It makes me feel sick only because I was my mom's protector all the time. I felt like I needed to protect my mom, and there were so many things that I couldn't do to protect her in the way that I had protected her up until she got married. So yes, I live in Sacramento. I'm a little bit of everything. I'm a Heinz 57. So yeah, moral of the story is, I gave up a lot. I was able to somewhat heal and let go. I'm taking care of him now. Yes, I will be sad, when he's gone and no longer here. And I will also have a little bit of relief, right? The realities are what I like to share the most about my journey. My realities are my realities. They're my feelings. They're my human emotion. I don't always do what's right. I don't always say the right things. But I do the best I can. And you know what? Ed's happy, right? Even when I get snarky, even when he's snarky back, even in all those situations, he's happy and very fortunate and feels fortunate to be able to be here with me, given our history. So, no, Cindy, he's been with us full time for over 8 months. So yes, my drinking has gone up. And I need something to relax. I just wish I wish I liked the ferns. I wish I liked an edible. I'm too scared of that shit. How long was Ed my stepdad? Until my mom died. Forever. She technically still is, because my mom didn't get divorced. She died. Yes, he remembers that quilting bee because I think he values me and the woman that I have become, right? I'm caring for him. He would have never thought in his early years, if you knew us in the early years, which my friends do, all my high school friends, and even Cheryl, the girl who comes on, and who we worked with, she even got Ed, doses of real Ed, the sometimes I say sometimes I say, I look at him and I giggle, but I do think, because I know in my right mind would have ever thought I would be here today, ever. So yes, I sacrificed a lot. And I was able to grow from it. So I can't even be mad about the sacrifices that I've made, because in turn, Ed is helping tremendously with me, my forgiveness, letting it go, and appreciating him today for the man he is. Yeah. I remember. No, I don't think he does. I've been taking care of a lady who's 104. At 104, I bet I'd be out of my damn mind. So yeah, you guys, it is what it is. Is he a better person with illness? Yes, he's sweeter. He can be very condescending, yeah. Ed was very much condescending in his beginning years. I mean, there's a lot. Does he acknowledge you? Is it more as Janice's daughter? I think he gets me confused. Like, there's a video I took yesterday that I have to edit. And it's long. It's like a 5-minute video. The whole video would go to YouTube, and then I'm going to pick and choose. But he said, well, I thought I was going to get married. So you married her first before I got to her. And he was pointing to me. I think when he does stuff like that, it's just confusion. Because he knows, he knows my mom. And he even said it yesterday. He was like, oh, Janice died, right? Yes. Because he said, Dad, I think you're talking about Janice. And he's like, yeah, Janice. And he goes, she died, right? So there's bits and pieces there. It just can't make the whole puzzle. I'm not 57, no. Dan's 57. 56, 57? I don't know. Congratulations on my new grandson. Oh, thank you. He's such a blessing. Oh my gosh, she tells you how bad your hair looks every day. That is funny. Do I look like my mom? No. My mom is fair complected. She had green hazel eyes, blue-green hazel eyes, dirty blonde hair. No, thin, but she was thinner than me. She has a smaller bone structure. No. Every 20 minutes, cut it, and it makes you feel so great. You're like, I know! Leave my hair. I'd be coming with a fucking hat on every day. Josh is 40, yeah. Oh, God, the stories, you guys. The stories. And that's the thing is that, we're not ready to talk about the in-between phases, right? Because we have painted a picture of a man today, not a man in the past. And that's why we held off so long on talking about our relationship, but we just got too big and we got too many nosy people and people thinking they had the power to whatever they thought they had over us. But the point of the matter is, we have, and I think Dan took a lot of time painting this picture of a dad because not only has he changed, but, this is kind of the way you want to remember him of, right? You kind of want to remember him in his sweeter moments and his sweeter years and the years that are much more pleasant to deal with, despite the repetition and despite the irritations that come along with illness, right? He's a much sweeter man. Much sweeter man. And, Dan wants to keep the memory of what we've painted and what he shows today and not who he was yesterday, it's a hard, because of our situation, it's so complicated and people want to know, right? Because, I tell all and people are just curious and they want to learn a little bit more, but you have to respect the boundaries that we have, right? The relationship between my mom and Ed started off as like a business relationship, right? She was a single mom. At this point, she needed support. She needed a roof over my head. She wanted another baby. She was getting older. Ed was divorced. He also, I think, liked a woman, right? To take care of him, companionship and stuff like that. So she was younger. He liked that. And whatever happened. And then it wasn't great. And then we started having kids. And then they moved up here. My mom got a job. Or she transferred, actually. They built a house. Life started becoming better, right? Copacetic. Because they had these kids to look forward to, right? They had these beautiful little offsprings of Dan and I. And Ed, that was his mission. He would go eat lunch with Mark and Josh. Josh worked for the family business for a while after he graduated. And so they were also in Old Elk Grove. Dan's office is in Old Elk Grove. So Ed literally every day, he would take his walk. He would come here, even when my mom was alive. He would eat lunch with his kids out every day. Then he would come and wait at my house for the grandkids. Say hi to the grandkids. And once he pretty much said hi, he left, right? And that was it. And then he would repeat the cycle the next day. Lunch, kids, home. And then after my mom died, same thing, lunch, kids, and he would just stay here a little bit longer, right? He would stay here a little bit longer. Yay. Maybe I would appreciate more if they understood your dynamics earlier with Ed. It's none of their business. I mean, with respect, it's none of their business. I've given enough information to know, right? And when I give people information, they say, oh, it makes so much sense. She didn't like him. She even said that. They have a way of twisting everything you say, whether it's positive or informative or realistic. People want to see what they want to see. They want to believe what the little bits and pieces they take from you. I don't think it's necessary to get into the whole past of my trauma, right? My childhood trauma. I had trauma, right? It wasn't abusive physically. It wasn't anything else, but that period of my time was a horrible time. I became anorexic, right? I developed anxiety. I had problems. I weight gain. I had all this shit because I was unhappy. It wasn't a healthy environment for me to live in, right? Our relationship was far from perfect, and his relationship with my mom was far from perfect, and he was a far from perfect man. That's it. That's all everybody needs to know. I lived with my grandparents for a while growing up, yeah, but until my mom moved us here. Yeah, I need somebody to write my story. I want to write a book. I do. Yeah. But this is it. That's all y'all need to know. You don't need to know anymore. It's none of your business. I've shared what I'm comfortable sharing. I have to respect my husband. I have to respect Ed. And I want you guys to know who he is today. He was difficult. Just that's all you need to know. I don't know why everybody wants more fucking detailed information. So I mean, it is what it is, right? He never sexually abused me. He never physically abused me. Everything else is up for grabs. But I'm not going to sit and I'm not going to give you any more information because, the man he is today, I respect him, right? I respect him. I respect who he is today and what he's done for me today. Right? He took care of my mom during a time where I couldn't do it. He medicated her. He took care of her. He cleaned her when I couldn't get there to shower her. He was with her last breath. He cleaned her after she passed before the coroner got there. He washed her. He washed down the bed. He changed the sheets. He put her back into bed. So when the coroner got there, she was nice and cleaned and dressed with a clean bed after her passing. He did that. Now, that wasn't enough to heal for me, right? That wasn't enough, but this is enough. What I'm doing today is enough to heal me. What he's doing for me today, with giving me a wonderful platform to be able to express myself, to help others, whatever benefit you get from me, to be funny, to try to make people laugh, try to help me. This is my way to cope. This, in turn, with caring for my mother at the end of her life, has helped change me. As hard as it is, as frustrated as I get every day, as bad as my tone gets, right? I've healed. I'm healing. I'm not fully healed, but he has helped me heal. I am proud of our relationship today. I am proud of where we are today. I am proud to have the fucking ability to have closure before he dies. In the last 3 years, he's given me more than he ever has in my whole lifetime with him. Especially in the last 3 years. He has given me more than he could have ever. It's pretty cool. I don't forget but I forgive. I have forgiven. But it doesn't mean he doesn't piss me off, right? Doesn't mean he doesn't fucking trigger me. It doesn't mean I don't have a right to be human. I'm still doing it. I'm still in there taking care of that man. You talk to my family, and they're like, what the fuck are you doing, girl? I didn't even know you had it in you. Girl, me either. But I'm doing it. It's been healing. It's been healing. Hard healing. It's hard and it's healing. And it's beneficial. Ed. Who would have thunk it? Not I. Not my mom, my family that's dead, and the family that's living. That's pretty fucking cool. That, I pat myself on the back. I toot my own horn for that because I had so much anger. I detested him for all this shit. And it feels good, y'all. It feels good to not feel that way anymore. It was very consuming. I would see his car. We'd like literally pull down our court, and his car would be there waiting, and I would start panicking. You know, I'd start getting anxiety, like, this motherfucker. Didn't you just tell him to, I need some fucking space from this guy. I wasn't strong enough to forgive at that point. I was still angry and bitter, and just didn't have time to work on it. Like I said, it took me about a year to get there peacefully. And every day is still a work towards the forgiveness, right? Oh, he does, Jay. Oh, he gets his digs in. I get my digs in too. Old man. My house. Oh, all right. This isn't my house. No, bitch, you can't boss me around. Well, fine. I'll go sit down. That's right. My couch. My house. Oh, Jesus. And yes, sometimes I do it that way too. Isn't it ironic? It is very ironic that I'm his safe person. I am. Like Dan, the other night, Dan was like, when it's really, I giggled and I didn't say anything because I didn't want to upset him, but I'm going to say it now. So if he's listening, I'm sure he'll be coming in. Even he said, it's not a good day. Yeah. He said, when the chips are really down and he really needs, he comes to me. And I literally, I think I was coming back from the bathroom, right? And I was like, this guy. I was so ready to come in there and be like, y'all, don't let him twist. Not all the time. There are times that, I only do one because I don't drink coffee. And I'm like, there's not time. Sometimes Dan tells him something and he looks to me. And I'll say, Danielle, is that true? So I literally, Dan, I got to give Dan, sometimes I just shut my mouth. It's really hard to do, but if he wants to think that, that's fine. But it's not always true. It's not always true. I mean, there's so many times, that, I giggle. I think it's so fucking funny, but whatever, Dan, I'll give you that. I'll just let you have it on your own. But no, he does look to me. He does look to me. What was your husband like when we were all considering taking Ed? Wants to be a dentist, but I told her she's not qualified and that she should work at Waffle House. She cried, and now she won't talk to me. Well, yeah. I would too. Ed used to tell... Gangster told me that's kind of something stupid, and you're probably just not even truthful about that. But that's something like, Hannah has PTSD about, in all honesty. Like, he always said to Jennifer, Grandpa was kind of an ass without realizing he was an ass. This type of stuff, Jennifer, what do you want to do? And Jennifer would say this. He goes, yeah, you could do it like he does. Put your mind to it and you can do anything you want to do. And then Hannah, he would get to Hannah and she would, at the time, Hannah wanted to be a nurse. And so Hannah wanted to be a nurse. And he was like, well, I see you as a teacher. Grandpa. He goes, I think it's a little bit too much for you, high aspirations to be a nurse, but you can be a teacher. And there's nothing wrong with a teacher. So Jennifer, it's a big thing. Love you, Janet. It's a big thing. So now Hannah, that grew up with that her whole life. No, Hannah, honey, you need to be a teacher. That fits you better. But Jennifer could be a doctor and an attorney or whatever she wanted to be. The world was her oyster. So, so sometimes we giggle because, we throw it, well, Hannah, maybe you should teach. She's like, don't fucking say that shit. But you know what I mean? Like, he used to say that stuff to her. Who's to say, that she couldn't have been a nurse? She wanted to, but then she decided she didn't want to do that. But it wasn't the fact that he thought that a teacher was anything less than, right? It was the fact that based on what he thought about Hannah, she wasn't smart enough, right, to full and like he didn't realize how horrible that was to pigeonhole her. He would say Hannah was always had a little chunky belly when she was little, and he would be like, oh, look at that little belly, that fucked her up. And we used to get so mad at him, Dan would be like, Dad, don't say that. God damn it, that's ridiculous, And those are the things that stuck with her, that type of stuff. So, yes, I would tell him that. But Ed did what he wanted to do. He didn't care, right? They just didn't have the fortitude and the foresight, the insight to be able to say, gosh, that probably comes off really chauvinistic and really mean, right? He used to say that. Today, what does he tell everybody? Well, you just put your mind to it, right? That's what he should have said to everybody, all my kids. He was the closest to my kids. That's what he should have said to Hannah. But instead, he pigeonholed her into believing she was only good enough to be a teacher. And also made her feel self-conscious about her belly. And after Grandpa used to say those things, right? It's just cluelessness, right? He wasn't socially aware. She used to start wearing tankinis because of Grandpa. Oh, look at that little belly. That's so cute, No. Get your fucking dad out of here. Stay with her forever. So now, like, Jennifer will be like, well, Hannah, you can always go back to teaching. She's always like, fuck you. It is what it is. Those are the types of things Ed would do, The little backhanded, shit that just fucking just stuck in your brain. So she's like, yep, Grandpa always loved my little belly. I still have my little belly. Yeah, Grandpa wants to see my little belly. No, but it is, it's just, he was just inappropriate. Always said the wrong things, not being aware of how inappropriate they were. Why did I put up with it? Because what do you do? What do you do? What do you do? Don't say that. All right, there's nothing wrong with that. It's cute. Okay, well, again, nobody wants to know they have a tummy. You don't say, oh, look at Jennifer's tummy. It's cute. You're sitting here watching two girls in here, and you're saying one daughter has a tummy, and you're ignoring. It's not. Yeah, he's still that way. He was very health conscious, you guys. You guys don't understand that. Grandpa is very health conscious. And so when people say that, you can't unsay it. And it's still with her today. We still fuck with her about it. And I worked really hard to protect my girls from body issues and stuff like that. And then you got grandpa, oh, that's such a cute tummy. Oh, Hannah, you're so, look at those chunky cheeks, you know? That's it. I mean, he would say inappropriate things. Like, he just was never socially aware. Hi, Jenny. I gotta point out zits. Yeah, Ed too. He'd be like, oh, what's that on your face? Great. Pimple, Grandpa. It's a pimple. Oh, you should put some toothpaste on that. Yeah, so it is what it is, you guys. How did the conversation go with you? Dan said something like this. Danielle, I think we need to help Mark out. And I said, are you fucking high? He goes, yeah, I think what if we just took my dad in a couple days a week? And since you're looking for a job, this can become your job. No, I'm serious. And you think I'm capable of putting up with that man that I can't stand? Why don't we just try it? Mark's going to go away to my sister's. We'll take him for the 7 days and we'll see how it is. We will see how it is. And then if it's okay, then we'll just take him a couple of days a week for Mark to help him out. My face. Are you high? I don't think I can do it. Let's just do it for at least a week. Can we do a week? Sure. Sure. Three years later, here I am. The first 3 months were hell. Left the house crying, barefoot a lot of times. Just drove around in states of panic and having to be the one to be like, no, fuck you and fuck Mark. Put him in a home. And you know how many times I said that? I can't do it anymore. 3 months, I can't do it. And that was like, what, 2 days a week? We did, no, 2 days at the beginning. What did we do? 2 days, 2 days, 2 days, 2 days. I don't know. Something like that. And I was just like, I can't do it. And I was the one to hold the card. I was the one that hold the card of home. And Mark is like, I can't do that. Dan's like, I can't do that. And I was like, fuck. I will drop him off, open the door, and kick him out. Just call them and let them know we're coming. Mark and Dan were like, well, it can't be me. I'm not doing it. And imagine having that be your final. Like, imagine that. But what if it was one of my parents? What if it was? It's not. My mom's dead. My dad shot himself. So it's not. I hated the fact that both of those brothers were putting the pressure on me to make that decision. So I thought, then I started doing social media and I started reflecting and I just kind of grew from there. And luckily for Ed and Mark and Dan that they didn't, and his siblings, I mean, think about how much money we're saving them, you know? Am I without anger towards them? No, 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 no. And the further along I get and the more frustrated I get every day and the more I have to put up with and, and try to, help myself and, they're making plans and being able to live their life and doing all those things. And no, how do you not be angry? Haven't mastered that one. Haven't mastered that one yet. No, matter of fact, remember how in the beginning I said you can't control people. How do you decide? You decide based on the people who step up to the plate. I speak real facts. Dan kind of sugarcoats things a little bit because that's just his nature. He's Switzerland. So it's hard sometimes my predicament that I'm in because, too close for comfort. But you step up to the plate because you do, right? It's technically not anybody else's responsibility other than the people who have stepped up to the plate. Now, I think the people who don't step up to the plate should do a lot more for the people who are doing it. But it doesn't happen that way. It doesn't happen that way. And I have realized I have fallen victim to anger towards them more and more. I can't believe you even said that, put him in a home. Oh my God. You mean you had some real emotion as a human being? And you said put him in a home? I sure fucking did 3 years ago. But fast forward to 3 years later, is he in a fucking home? So yeah, am I bitter? Mm-hmm. How can you not be bitter? You can't. And if you don't have to be bitter, if you can't and have found a way for forgiveness, let me know. Let me know. Let me know how you get over it. Because I'm just getting angrier. Shoot me. Shoot me for having raw emotion as a human being. Shoot me. Caregiving isn't for everybody, Special Mama 3. You are right. It is hard work. But the people who are doing it are doing it. It doesn't matter if you're a perfectionist, if you are perfect at it, because no fucking body is perfect in this realm. Yeah. I know. Medical, I'm telling you, I feel it. I know it. I am it. I live it. Every time he's on the phone, I'm like, They ask about us. Do they ask how my sanity is? Do they ask if there's anything I need? Do I need a day at the spa that they will take me to because I am doing it for them? No. Don't even care about me. I'm just a little blip on the fucking radar. It is Lola. If anybody tells me to lay off fucking Red Bull one more time, I'm blocking you because it's annoying. I have one fucking Red Bull a day in place of coffee, and this has less milligrams of caffeine in it than my coffee does, or the coffee he drinks.
I don't like the Red Bull either.
Yeah, so I get it. For everybody out there who's pissed and dealing with family who hasn't a clue what we do every day. 100%. I get it. I feel it. I understand it. And it's really hard. And I don't know. I can't give you any. I can't. What can you do about it? Nothing. Just keep on doing what you're doing. The car's on. The car's on because it's beeping at you.
You think it's on?
Well, the car is beeping at. Or maybe you left. Did you lock the door?
I can tell you the car's not
Well,
on.
something is beeping. So you either tried to lock the door and your keys are in there, or the car is on.
What's beeping?
You didn't hear the beep when you shut it? The keys, you tried to lock the... See?
In gear? The car's not on.
Yes, it was. I just turned it off.
Okay, it was not on.
It said the radio was still going.
Yes, the battery was on.
I just put
All right, I'm
the
not gonna
stop,
argue with
the
you.
brake in, and then turned the button off, and it went off. It said engine off. Jesus Christ. There's a reason why it's fucking beeping at you, because you're walking away and the fucking car's on. It wasn't on. All right, that's why I fucking pressed the brake pedal in and hit the button and it went off. Anyway. Stop yelling at him. Why? I'm so mean, I know. And what are you coming on my account trolling me? If I'm mean, what the fuck does that, how do you describe yourself? Butt out of my fucking business. That's right. Pew pew, motherfucker. Anyhow, so I'm leaving. I'm done. People are starting to irritate me. Yeah. I said the fucking car was on. No, it's not. Walked away from it again. Beep, beep, beep. Hello, it's alerting you that the fucking car is on. Um, anyhow. So I got shit to do, and I'm trying to avoid it with you all over here. You know, talking. You're welcome, Mary. I promise you, and I've always said that from the beginning of my platform, I will not say anything or do anything that is not real. Not real. I'm going to show you the good, the bad, the ugly. I'm going to show you me and who I am, whether or not you like my tone or like the way I handle my relationships or whatever you think of me. I do it for the people who appreciate it, and I do it for the people who understand me and know my tone, my words don't fucking mean anything, because at the end of the day, we are still doing this. Cheers to all the fucking caregivers. Cheers to all the people who put in that hard work without help. Cheers to all the fucking people who lose their minds at the end of the day. Cheers to the fucking people who turn to drinks, ferns, edibles, whatever it takes to get through your fucking day. Cheers for us for waking up and doing it one more time. Cheers for continually doing it, whether we want to or not, when we're sick, when we're depressed, when we're angry, and when we're dealing with everybody else's shit. Cheers to fucking us. Cheers to our fucking tones. Cheers to our fucking guilt we have when maybe, they get hurt and they fall, and we weren't there to be able to protect them and to keep them from hurt and blood. Cheers to fucking us. Y'all out here preaching and looking at us from the outside in, judging us for what we do. Cheers to us. All the badass men who does it. All the badass women, the families that do it, and fuck you to the people who let us do it alone. Fuck you for being clueless as to what in the hours we put in every day, the lack of sleep we have. Fuck you for not recognizing us and the hard work we have taken on. Fuck you. That's to all my caregivers out there. Thank you for all my gifts. I appreciate it. And know that I hear you, I see you, and I feel exactly what you feel. I feel it all. But there is a higher place for us. And one day we will get our moment. And one day we will have maybe some peace and quiet, which we will probably end up missing the crazy, right? We will end up missing the crazy. So do what you have to do to get through the day. Do what you have to do when your loved ones go to bed, because it's going to be a long fucking night. Every time I get in bed, I get anxiety now, because I know I'm not sleeping. Cheers, caregivers. Fuck you to the others. Anyhow, I love you. Remember, your feelings are important. Right? They are. We're human. We're going to have feelings. We're going to have emotions. You are important and you are fucking worthy, especially for us badass fucking bitches who are doing it all. And that includes you men too, because some of you have taken on that task. Do what you got to do. Put a smile on your face. Find a sparkle. Relax in any way you can do it, but just make sure you get up. Make sure you take a deep breath in the morning and get through that day, because it's the same fucking day we do day in and day out. I love you guys. Today's Thursday. I have to pick up Hannah tonight, but I will do a member live on YouTube. So if you haven't bought your membership on YouTube, buy it, because I will be on tonight. Take care. And I probably will be posting some of those ugly videos between me and Ed fighting and squaring off with one another. That's right, old man. I'll tell you. Anyhow, be brave today, you guys. It's going to be a hard one for all you caregivers out there. Try not to shed any tears today. I promise you I will not. Anyhow, love ya.